And we should note, Lauren, there's past his prologue, these autopsies only mean so much. Let's remember, of course, the famous one that Republicans put together after 2012 when Mitt Romney lost to Barack Obama, and the recommendations were we need to be a more tolerant, inclusive party and welcome immigration. And while what that led to us was Donald Trump going exactly the other direction a few years later. But certainly here, for some Democrats, it's like, who feel like they have some momentum right now, bringing this up is at the worst possible time.
I mean, honestly, Ken Martin could not have bungled this worse. I mean, it really is. This is so inside baseball, right? Like, no one in America actually cares about this. But in D.C. and among the donors, it is a really big mess. It's a mess because basically the thing was written like it was written by AI. I mean, it's so generic. Michelle Goldberg this morning said it's like it may as well have said we just didn't win enough votes. Like, it was just that generic.
It's all going to come down to it.
Right. So, yeah, it's like we just need one more touchdown. Like, that was for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, it's very inside baseball. But the DNC has a serious problem right now, which is that donors do not want to support them because the infrastructure of the DNC has kind of failed. They have not been doing the sort of ground game work that Republicans did for many years, which is how they won so many state houses. It's how they set up the kind of infrastructure that helped them win the White House now in these two cycles. And there's kind of no self-reflection there. I'm not sure Ken Martin survives this. He was sort of weak to begin with. They're already starting to look for somebody else to potentially replace him. But like, it's more concerning about that it's not, to your point, like it's not useful, and it doesn't actually help them prepare for this incredibly urgent cycle, which is just coming up in November and then 2 years away in 28. They got to get really serious about the work ahead to win back more Americans.
I do think, Mara, the question is like, who are we listening to? And why are we listening to Ken Martin? Why are we listening to, I don't know, part of the whole story macro to me has been the Democratic Party failed to establish that incumbency would be sort of this weakness, right? There was an institutional authority that was inherently embodying politics, and Donald Trump got to be anti-politics in some sense. And so in this case, what actually do you take from any of the autopsies as the DNC looks kind of like the New York Jets, to be frank?
Yeah. Well, I have to say the irony here is that, you know, when you talk to voters on the campaign trail, as I did in 24, and I have since, when you look at the polls, you know, it's clear that voters in the Democratic Party are extremely angry at just elites and leadership within the Democratic Party in general. So they're angry about the DNC's, what they see as the DNC's role in covering up the issues around former President Biden's age. They're angry about its role in what they saw as essentially handpicking or anointing former Vice President Kamala Harris. Even people who liked her thought there should be kind of an open primary. There was no room for that after Biden waited so long to step down. And they were angry about Gaza and about many other issues that they saw as a failure of the Democratic Party to stand up stronger to Trump and the Republican Party. So I think overall there is no amount of autopsies that is going to save the DNC from the mass anger in the base toward leadership in the party. And you see that not only from progressives, although that is in some ways the most active wing of the party that is, you know, presenting challenges. You also see it just from rank and file base members of the voters, excuse me, who are just, they feel that people in Washington don't understand the issues that they are facing day in and day out, whether it's just affording gas at the gas pump. And so I think the DNC is in trouble.
Yeah, and certainly the one thing I did hear from Democrats yesterday where they agreed with the autopsy is the need. You can't just be anti-Trump. You have to make an affirmative case for yourself, particularly in 28. 26, you might get away with being anti-Trump. But for the next presidential race, you need to have a positive case as well. Lauren Leader, Chris Matthews, thank you both for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.